As per the schedule, my talk was supposed to end at 7:35 and it's already 7:55. I'll be very brief. I'm glad I could make it here today and in person so that I don't have to ask you whether am I audible or not. So first of all, thank you, Mr. Sahu. He and his friend who approached me about a fortnight back to come here. Initially, I didn't quite understand why I've been called here. But then having seen the gathering, having seen the companies, I think there was more relevance for me to sit on the other side rather than be on the podium because we also run a portal and I'm also we are all very security conscious. So there would have been a lot of learning had I been there the whole day sitting in the audience. But having said that, again, maybe some kind of report is generated of the conference. I can go through it. First and foremost, I'll just say that I heard the talk of Mr. Triveni Singh very carefully. He was so passionate. And the point he tried to make was that people do send solutions. And in that process, they try to be overreactive also. Where the requirement is of, say, one, you try and, push in about 10 solutions. The client becomes confused. And, these kind of things happen then. I was just telling you about the security part. I mean, how we deal with security at GEM. And I seldom mention this because whenever I have to say with my fingers crossed because so far we have not been attacked. And but then again, fingers crossed doubly. The point is about the moment I had joined GEM in April 21. Just before that, I happened to read a book, and that was a book which was titled "This is How They Tell Me the World Ends." It was on cyber security by an author called Nicole Perlroth from the US. And going through that book, you realize that nothing is secure. No matter what you say, there is always a possibility of an attack, somebody trying to snoop in and trying to steal your data, your money, or whatever. So the idea is that we need to just devise an optimal solution for our system, and then keep our fingers crossed and pray to God that the thing is not compromised. Since I see the name of the companies, I see that some of you are already aware of Government e-Marketplace. I'll just take 2 minutes to introduce that. This was a portal launched by, the idea was given by Honorable Prime Minister in 2016, primarily to curb corruption. And the old system of DGSND was replaced through this portal. It's been a long journey of almost 6 years, and today I can share with you that this year alone we are going to touch about almost 2 lakh crore in our business, which should be about in excess of $25 billion. We have close to 65,000 government buyers on one side and almost 50 lakh sellers on the other side, about 50 lakh products. We have till date done about 12 million transactions, 1.2 crore transactions. And so these are basic stats. The portal does about 13,000 contracts a day. So it's a pretty challenging task for us. But the best part has been there's been no major security outage so far. And I'm not saying we have the best systems in place or the best algorithms in place, but then we are pure and pure lucky, I would say that. But yes, we have a layered level of security. We have a cyber security advisor. He keeps on giving us advice. We try and implement that. We have a second level. At the behest of a minister, we approached somebody in Singapore to ask him to go through the entire system and give us an advice. The first advice the gentleman gave me was, nothing is fully secure, so don't be in a fool's paradise that you can get some consultant or some solution architect kuch lekar ke aap secure ho jaoge. That's just forget that. But yes, we can advise you on what is the best possible way. So having said that, that is the way things are. A lot of people, I think, are working for us in some way or the other, and I'm very happy just to share with you that this silent revolution, this digital revolution that we talk about, it has had so many changes in all of our lives. Not only concern about the government procurement, but then even we take it very matter of factly when we go to even a sabzi wala and pay him through Paytm. These things were like unheard of, unthinkable about 7-8 years back, that this could be possible. And the pace at which it is changing, it is again very alarming. I mean, what is going to happen in the next 2 years is for all of us to see. One more point Mr. Triveni made out very clearly was the pace at which digital technology is moving, our government regulations and our legal systems are not keeping pace with that. Now that is one area where we have to do some serious thinking, because by the time you reach step X, the chap is operating at step X plus 20. So that divide has to be broken if at all we want to be in real-time sync with the reality and try and protect our systems. As far as my portal is concerned, some of you must be using that. We are not very interactive with our sellers. So what I would say that I would want to open that channel. In case you have any suggestion, in case you have any advice for us, please feel free to get in touch with us. Contact me on my direct mail ID. Whosoever has done, we have tried to pick on their brains and learn something for betterment of the system. And going forward, we'll make a proper institutional arrangement so that people who want to reach out for some advice for our betterment, maybe they may be selling their product or something else, but then it's always good to keep learning and keep evolving. Any system which is too rigid is bound to crack and shatter at some point in time. I just have one thing which I feel very passionate about, and I think all of you sitting here should also be very concerned about, is my head hangs in shame whenever I see the India's ranking on the Global Corruption Index. I mean, there's something, if you go on Google, you search, we are somewhere at 85 or 86. Now, this is some area where we have to address, there has to be a behavioral change from both buyers and sellers side, every transaction that we do, that this 85 should at least go into single digit someday, very soon. We are doing our bit for government procurement, but even here we see people conniving, buyers and sellers conniving with each other. Today, with use of AI ML, even without use of AI ML through non-AI analytics, we get to know a lot of malpractices. Initially, I was slightly hesitant that in case we go out to the market, to the public and say that these kind of things are possible, there can be panic. But now having developed those systems, we are now sharing with the buyers wherever we find there is some kind of a collusion, and thankfully people are acting on it. There have been departments where people have been dismissed, defense people have been court-martialed because of certain very, very casual errors. It could be mala fide, it could be bona fide also, but they were actually errors which led to some loss to the government. I will not take long, but I will just repeat that in case any of you have any kind of concern or any kind of advice for making our systems more transparent, more better, more efficient, please reach out to me. My mail ID is very simple, ceo-gem@gov.in, and somebody from my office will respond and we'll connect. Maybe not immediately, then maybe after a gap of a week or so. So thank you very much. Please carry on with your evening. And I've just taken 7 minutes, so I think I've cut down some of the lag. Thank you so much.